What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the top 5 most overpowered cards you can buy in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So I make this video pretty much every month for the last 2 years, and a big thing with this specific type of video is that there's only going to be cards that you can either buy or lock in a collection for. So what we're not going to be including is cards like the George Mikan, the Steph Curry, who are the best. Mikan's the best center, Steph Curry's best point guard. So we're not going to be including them. What we are going to be including is the likes of Draymond Green and Dr. J as far as personal cards. Also, badges will be taken into account. So it will be basically when a card is fully badged out. So anyway, now we are going to get onto it. Unfortunately, we do not have access to all of the card stats and everything and their badges. What's available because well, I don't have them all. In previous years, I had a PC account, I had all the cards. Unfortunately, this year I do not. So what we're going to have to do is we got to go away from the game. We got to go on to 2KMT Central. So basically, we're going to start off with the point guard position. I'm going to put a backup, and then we are going to show the main one. So as the second best point guard that you can purchase, it is John Stockton, and the best by a country mile, in my opinion, is Deron Williams. So John Stockton, who is number 2. John Stockton is a 6'1" point guard who has got, I love the fact that they're advertising these jerseys. To me, it's hilarious. But he's at 94 3 ball, a 90 driving dunk, which is insane, 94 ball handle, a 94 speed and acceleration, 93 perimeter defense, which is huge. If you're looking at his tendencies, he's got an 89 on-ball steal tendency, which means he's actually going to really bumpy on defense, which is huge. Badges-wise, unfortunately, this site doesn't say what badges he can get, but badges he can get, one of the badges he can get is range extender, which is huge. Well, he has it on bronze, he can get that up to gold, which is massive. So for me, anyway, Stockton definitely deserves to be number 2. Number 1, Deron Williams. I think Deron Williams is like a 98% of Steph Curry. Like, if Steph Curry is a 9 or is a 10 out of 10 card or 10 out of 10 point guard right now, Deron Williams is a 9.7. Stockton's probably a 9. The gap between Deron Williams and Stockton is so much bigger than the gap between Deron Williams and Steph Curry. Like, they both have really similar dribbling animations. 91 3 ball for Williams, 70 driving dunk, but he has the Sleepy Floyd dunking animations, which are the like two-handed ones where they kind of have a lot of forward momentum. If you guys don't know, they're impossible to block unless you are behind. So he will, if you get into a dunk animation, you will dunk on every single player. He has the glitchy unblockable dunks. You will dunk on everybody. Sleepy Floyd is the exact same dunk animations. Sleepy Floyd was posterized by Porzingis and Ben Wallace for an entire game before. But he's at 94 acceleration, 94 speed of ball. Unbelievable handle. Only 83 perimeter defense, but good enough lateral quickness. But the big thing is, again, just like Stockton, he's got 90 on-ball steal tendency. You don't understand how important the steal tendency is for defense. It really does help them to get more bumpy. Because the higher the steal tendency, the more bumpy they are going to get. The more like they're going to reach in. And a big thing with Deron Williams is he's got some insane badges. He needs handles for days. Without question, he needs handles for days. And he needs range extender. And preferably clamps up to gold. But other than that, though, he's fantastic. One thing about Deron Williams, which is better than Steph Curry, obviously the defensive tendency is huge. He's got a 6'10 wingspan, which is massive. So he's got almost max wingspan for a 6'3 player, which is huge. Like, you don't understand the importance of having a long wingspan in this game. He snags boards over so many people, and he is just insane, in my opinion. And he is deserving of a spot as the number 2 point guard in the game. Like, point guards are Steph, D-Will, the rest. Especially when you got even D-Will up to gold range. If you don't have gold range on D-Will, then he's not the best. But then again, there's not that many perfect point guards without badging up. Then at the 2 guard position, at number 2, I was considering putting this dude at number 1, Michael Cooper. And at number 1, though, I'm putting Ginobili. We are putting Manu at 1 and Michael Cooper at number 2. So Michael Cooper. I love this card so much. He's got an 84 driving dunk, 83 3 ball, but he's got base 28. Base 28, in my opinion, is the easiest release off the catch. So he is an absolute knockdown shooter off the catch. He will hit the vast majority of shots he takes in catch and shoot situations. So in my opinion, that is one really, really big positive of Michael Cooper. Badges wise, he comes a Hall of Fame class. He does not have the tendency to get bumpy. He's only got 48 on-ball steal tendency, which is a bit of a weird one because he doesn't seem to... I would rather have a D-Will on a primary ball handler because D-Will will start reaching in and get a little bit more bumpy, but even with D-Will's goal clamps. But Hall of Fame clamps means you will not go by Michael Cooper. If they're playing a rim, he's the best guarding rim runners in the game. I think steal tendency matters a little bit more if you're trying to guard people fighting over screens and stuff. But and pick dodger doesn't even work. You get creamed by screens anyway. But I do think the Hall of Fame clamps makes him elite, as well as that catch and shoot and goal corner specialist. You can debate him being in ahead of Manu. You really can debate him being ahead of Manu. And is this all they're going to offer me is retro Leeds jerseys? I mean, like, definite some targeted advertising right here. Then we've got Manu Ginobili. So, Manu is a card that I kind of like. He's got bronze clamps. He can move kind of fast. That's really about it. Not a great defender, but he's a really good shooter, and he's really good at going to the basket. His layup animations are insane. He's just pretty good. There's no other way to describe it. He is pretty good. Nothing spectacular, but pretty good. Now we're on to the small forward position. And these two cards are very, very similar. So, at number 2, I'm going to be putting in Dominique Wilkins. And at number 1, I'm going to be putting in Julius Erving. So, Dominique Wilkins is part of the Idol set. And I just want to check how much Dominique Wilkins is right here. So Dominique Wilkins is... Let me just have a look to see what he is. He's Idols. So Dominique right now is around probably the best part of 170k MT. Let's see what extra goal badge. If this one has range, I might actually go and pick him up. Nope, no range. But does he come with clumps? If he doesn't... Only silver clamps. Okay, that's not the worst card to buy anyway. But basically, he's probably around 170k. Whereas Dr. J, to complete all these sets, you're paying at least 200k for Ben Wallace. You're paying at least... Oh, why is Ben Wallace 500k? Why is Ben Wallace $500,000? Like, you are paying 2 million for Dr. J. I'm just saying that right now. So do not lock in for Dr. J. I stupidly locked in for Gary Payton. Like, that is the biggest regret of my life. I'd be sitting on like 1.5 million MT if I didn't lock in for Payton, and I didn't lock in for the awful Dennis Rodman. Had I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go and get the cards that I like and sold Ben Wallace. Heck, I probably would have sold Ben Wallace the day he came out, and we have to assume Super Pack's coming out next week, but like, man, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's 2 million MT right now for Dr. J. Then we got Dominique, who's very, very similar. So Dominique, in terms of stats wise, 83 3 ball, which is okay. He's got a 95 driving dunk, 84 speed ball, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, which is good, which is definitely good. Badges wise, he doesn't get quick first step as far as I know, as well as that he only gets silver clamps. I'm pretty sure you can give him quick first step, but you can also give him range extender, which is huge. That is absolutely massive. So again, only 5 Hall of Fame badges, but still pretty good. And he's going to be a good dunker, good runner. His release is not terrible, but it's not spectacular. Base 8 is okay this year. And then there is Julius Erving. So Julius Erving has got 83 3 ball, so the exact same as Wilkins, the exact same dunk, plus 4 in speed and acceleration. Defense is a good bit better. Like, Dominique Wilkins, perimeter defense 80, doesn't really matter. Larry Quick's 86, Larry Quick's 87. The things that matter, they're very, very similar. In terms of steal wise, Dominique actually is a better steal. Badges wise, 2 extra Hall of Fames for Dr. J, but Fancy Footwork doesn't do anything in the game this year. Dr. J has a few more shooting badges. They both can get quick first step, and they both can get range extender, which is huge. You do have to add badges to both of them, but they are so similar as cards. Dr. J is a better release. I will say that. Dr. J is a better release. They're so similar as cards that just pay the 160k for Dominique and do not pay the 2-something million to lock in Dr. J. It is not worth it, and it will never be worth it. Then the power forward position. So number 2, and this is actually closer than I thought. Boris Diaw. Number 1, Draymond Green. And I had this flipped at one stage. And the reason why, and you're shocked, like, I love Draymond Green. Boris Diaw can get like every badge. Boris Diaw can get range extender. Boris Diaw can get gold clamps. Boris Diaw has got the Pro 3 behind the back. Stats wise, he's good at everything. He's as good a shooter as Draymond Green. He's almost good a shooter. He's got that really nice behind the back so he can rim run a little bit better. And he's got silver clamps like Draymond. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, and he's also got 76 on-ball steal tendency, which is nice, and 88 pass interception. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? That's kind of dumb saying he's better than Draymond. But my initial thing was like, I love Barthea without it. You add range, he's god tier. But Draymond is a different level. He's a different level. He doesn't have the best perimeter defense. Great interior. 88 3-ball with a really nice release. 78, 78, 77 in terms of speed, sweep ball, and acceleration. Badges wise, 5 Hall of Famers. Hall of Fame dimer. He is the point center of my dreams. If you guys ever watch me play towards the end of 2K20, I love point centers. I love when all 5 players on the floor for me can take the ball up the floor. And that is the way I have played the game in a competitive setting last year. I was taking the ball up the floor with Yao Ming. I was taking the ball up the floor with Eddie Curry. I was taking the ball up the floor with James Wiseman. I ran Dino as well. I was using my centers as a primary ball handler. That is how I played the game. And Draymond allows me to play the game like I did in 20 and play the game the way I want to. Hall of Fame Intimidator as well, silver clamps. You can also put range extender on him, which I have. My Draymond's different. My Draymond with range extender, man, he's different. Goal, quick first step, gold, range extender, Draymond. He is different. He is unstoppable, basically. So Draymond is the #1 center. I can't believe that I even considered putting D out top, but nah. I came to my senses before I finalized the list for this video. Then onto our last position, centers, and this is bad. This is a really bad position. Miken's good, but for me, I need shooting center. So Bill Laimbeer is #2 and Kristaps is #1. So Bill Laimbeer has got a good 3-ball. Like stats wise, he's spectacular. He's got not great speed, but he's got okay lateral quickness of 69 and silver clamps, which is the main reason he's here is because of silver clamps. But he legitimately, if you can shoot, you have to learn to shoot the stick just for him specifically. If he could shoot from the corners, it would be insane because he literally steps inside the line. But I'm telling you, Bill Laimbeer is the one player you have to learn to shoot for the stick with. So if you get the ball for him in the corner and you know how to shoot the stick, he's hitting every single time. He's also a really nice defender, a good height, and a good rebounder. So for me, Bill Laimbeer, he's got a really long wingspan as well. He is #2. Kristaps is #1. Kristaps, I don't think anyone's going to argue this. Saying this right now, I don't like him. I don't like him. Bigs in this game, man, I'm indifferent. I do not like bigs in this game. Miken's good, but Miken is a little bit slow. Draymond point center cheese is perfect. I'm putting quick first step on my... I'm probably going to put quick first step on my Chris Webber. Like, I will probably put quick first step on my Chris Webber and use that to blow by people and use Webber as like a backup point center. But that's the thing. Like, the in this game, bigs are weak. That Porzingis is #1. The big men are weak. Power forwards are pretty good. Like, again, man, DL. If DL could play center, DL will be my center. I'm just saying that right now. The way I play the game. But he can't, unfortunately. But, yeah, no, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to argue a non-shooting center like an Eaton or a Dikembe or something as #2 or even as #1, they just don't suit my playstyle, so I'm not going to put them there. But I wouldn't complain too much. It's different playstyle. If it suits you, it suits you. This just does not suit me. So anyway, that is the video. For me, these are the most overpowered players you can buy at every position and the second most overpowered players. Obviously, these aren't the best because guys like Steph Curry exist, guys like Miken exist, but in terms of cards you can buy from the auction house or lock in a collection of guys from the auction house to get, these are the guys. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.